Stop Junta, building better Africa.
Muruganji Amalawi konse kumene muli maono tigwalero monga sanu ingini ndokuchenjerani nkhani ndiyochepa chabe sinafuna kuti ndiperetse nkhani yonse mmene imachitikira Zodiac koma nongofuna ati iyi imene Ntambo waonesa kuphuyira kwake kapena kuti uchitsiru wake komanso kuyipa mtima wake ndi munthu wake wonse omwe ali nawo wagonjera anthu. Ntambo ndi mamphe maucha amene amathandizira kuthandizira kuti chipani cha DPP chichoke mbuma ndi kubweretsa chipani chosakanikira mawu chimene nyina pangagwiritsa mawu mazipane nayeni ndi kusasankha president amene tili naye pakati pano. Kwa amene mungathe kukumbukira Ntambo ndi munthu mmodzi woti anagwira ntchito yayikulu wabasi kuyambitsa mademo ndi malamulo ngati kuli munthu amene anawatsegula maso a Malawi kuti Malawi wina aliyense ali nako kuthekera popanga mademo ndi Ntambo. Tsono apa tikuona Ntambo dzulo analipa Zodiac ndipo apayesa pamenepo ani ziwiri zitatu koma ineyo chimene chandipangitsa kuti ndibwere pano nkulula fulani abale anga nongofuna kuti inuyo nkutheka simunakwanise kuona programu yonse koma ngati simunaone programu yonse yonseyo ngati mungaonere apa pokha ndikuti inu pakukwanani simungafunenso mutaonera programu yonse apa pokha mpowanira. Nkhani yomwe ndofuna kuwuzani apa ndionena kuti Ntambo nafunsidwa funso kuti kodipo malo omwe lili pakati pano imene ayikutsogozedwa ndi Dr. Lazarus McCarthy chakwera mukuiona bwanji koma mkulu ndithu adayankha ndipo adaonetsa kuti sindifuna ndinibodza wano koma ndinechipungamo kumbali yanga kulengera ndi mmene ndikuyidziwirapo pa iyeyu akunena kuti boma limeneli lili bwino kwambiri ndipo likutha kusiyana maboma onse koma ine ndisatengakaliwa apa ndisadokole zambiri ndifuna ndithu mutakhala tcheru mumve mmene amalankhulira. Ngani subscribe, share and like for zambiri samakuponyeni.
Let's go to something else. What is your assessment of the performance of the Chakwera administration? Boma ililira president Lazarus Chakwera. Muliona bwanji mmene ligwirira ntchito.
If I can tell you the truth, because me, I'll speak truth.
That's why I asked
even
you the
when
question.
It pains people.
I knew that you would answer it.
Yeah, even when it pains people, I'll say the truth. Because in the first place, you need to understand, to say only the truth shall set us free. And tufuna umvesese kuti ziko lino pamene lafika pafunika asogoleri oyankhula chilungamo ndipo asogoleri okonda dzikoli. Manifestation? Of course, they will always be there. Some might be hiding, some tilipo. Inendo wachisogoleri wachilungamo. Ineo, I will not hide things common. I think they are. You get what I mean? The biggest thing that I did is to, some people say, Ineo, I say, thanks be to God, I joined the government. Then the Jaro minimum. This man to Funa and Fuyanke. The Funa and Fuyanke is Bennett. Fuachone Kuti. Nikanaka Sina Roman Bomber. I should have had the wrong judgment. Chimending and leadership. Pama leadership wants to take now. Leadership help man ndi. We know Kuti there was a global reset. Economically, there was a global reset. And this government, when it was coming, there was COVID-19. And the effects of COVID-19 are in this leadership. And it's not only Malawi, many countries are affected. Now, tikamaka mbirana za performance ya Boma, we should never ignore the context. I don't want my children akazaonera interview azanene kuti agogo watu kapena zukuru zanga azanene kuti gogo watu anali wabodza. Ineyo, I would say this government promised a lot of things, but a lot of promises have not been fulfilled.
And you were part of it?
Says, yes. I can't reject that. There were promises which were promised. Zinthu zoti ngati zafetraiza kuti wochipa, my passports, my driver's license, you know, zinthu free water connection, free, I mean even my duty-free week. So in as a development economist, that's my specialization. I knew kuti some of these things were difficult to be filled in the context.
But you went ahead. You were not honest. Similarly, what you
listen. The campaign was already there. These things were already promised. The parties that I endorsed, they had their own campaign. You get what I mean? But I measured them and the previous. I saw hope. Every Malawian. Ambili nanuso mwina poti ndwatorankani to pretend to be neutral. But I saw many people said, I think hope ikonek up. Akama mwona Chakwera, akama mwona Chilima, tonsefe tumaona kuda, mwina let's see, tuone zina. You get what I mean? Everyone did that. Now, chimene ndikunena kuti, Boma Drafmandi, there have been cholera outbreaks, there have been cyclones, huge cyclones. Our brothers and sisters kumwera, avutika kwambiri. There have been Russian war. And let's not talk about that. For me, truth be told, the economy, seeing at politics. Politics, you can make a political decision to change today, but economic decisions take time. And people would compare to say Zambia, tuone Tanzania. In there, I would say the economic level ya Tanzania, Zambia, Pamene, we are all being hit by these economic challenges. We are not at the same level. The one who was here will go deep down and our asikapo. So I would say the Chakwera administration has performed in other aspects. You can see Miseo in towns, but the economy has been the biggest problem. And why are we suffering? This country, Malawi, has not been producing for a long time. As a country, we have just been consuming and importing. So the biggest problem is forex. So mkamaona mafuto ambili yawa. Probably the administration, President Chakwera, they need proper communicators to be able to analyze. This is what we have done. Is easy sitting up and but I think for us to just completely say Kuti, they have failed completely and without even giving understanding the context, it wouldn't be fair.
What is and yet you left, you quit.
I quit what?
You joined the opposition when you seem to have this.
No, in opposition. No. I was there briefly. You get what I mean? I was there briefly. I left government. You already said I was fired. So what else do you want?
So we agree you were fired.
No, thank you. It's not an issue of agreeing.
Right.
I said you can choose whatever language you use. For me, whatever I might have discussed with the president or whatsoever, I can't bring it in public. It was under oath. Could I left? Okay? So you can use fired, kicked, whatever word you might use. But what I'm saying is that when I'm making an assessment, I should have been the person doing assessment on emotions. Right. Because, see, you're saying I'm fired, I was fired. So I would attack everything. But I don't believe in that. So if this country has to be fixed, we have to tell the truth.
Forex and production, Limodzi is
the major problem.
The major problem. So I'll talk to you about
and that is accumulative. Many governments have been accumulating this. And the forex could has come haunting us. That's why even IMF program has not worked. We have huge debt. And to sustain this government, it's not easy. So what I can say is that this government, most of the promises, anapereka manifesto, they have not worked, most of them. But I think they have done their best. And for as many they have not worked, they have their explanations. In that moment, how the economy was being hit by my circumstances. You just want to get to power. So China Chichons of Mango Susa, even Chintu Uribe knowledge, because there are some people who talk about economics, they don't know it. As in Goyampura, Chan, so in H-Men Lugunena Kuti, Paris into Zingapo, for instance, the battle against corruption. Right. You know, that battle against corruption, in our history, we never saw a president shaking my ministers, shaking senior government officials, advisors, what and what. President Chakwera was able to do that. You understand? He was able to fire people from positions. That is commitment. The only weakness maybe we can talk about in Mirandu, they have remained forever. We have not secured most of Kuti Tapanga conclude Mirandu. So Shiman Pwedeka on the fight against corruption, Mirandu Ambili are still hanging. Me, I wished we had a robust lifestyle audit. And what photo was there Kuti Zinkus, many economy to many akarera vuta, kumanga zima mansions, kutani drama maspeza Kuti. So I should have loved those things. So maybe the battle against corruption.
This is interesting. How did you help Boma to realize these things? And how many money now? I
can tell you that I was speaking that in cabinet because I was speaking under oath. I can't tell you that I was even engaging those duty bearers who were supposed to do that. Okay? So me, I remained an activist. Under oath. You are still I remained an activist.
Right.
So me, what I can assure the nation is that I never kept quiet. I kept questioning.
Fine. Those things is many or cabinet mazigamba kunja kunosoti mazigamba. Forex,
yes.
Those things are not
example ya corruption. President announced, Pama president once, Kuti is ready to kick anyone around him. The president Chakwera. But I think I've also said this, where we have complained, most of us, we have not achieved, most cases have not been completed.
So why? I'm tempted to ask why we can't complete.
That's not a problem of maybe the president. Maybe it could be the problem of the Anti-Corruption Bureau. It could be the problem of maybe the judiciary is slow, because they needed to focus on these cases. You know, the biggest problem that we also have is that of corruption. You see people very poor when they get in government. Within the shortest period of time, they're big men, riding big cars, building houses and the like. So those things, corruption, we should have dealt with it decisively. The president might have done his part, but the organizations dealing with corruption should have continued those cases. So I cannot comment much, but I feel like we did well. The president set a good pace, but I think we have not concluded.
You're very scathing on government.
I'm very scathing.
Yes, on the problems that people are facing because the leadership is not doing.
I raise them. Well. Yes, I do. Just like right now, I'm raising to say that there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of promises which have not yet been fulfilled, and I started by the factors. Kuti zikamanira zinduzi kata sogoreti zinena chongamo. The context in which this government has operated. So for me, if I'm a Ford, for example, I am a Ford. When I'm to speak, I need a manifesto that will liberate our people from these long-term problems. It is cheap for a politician just to say, arepera chakuti, mutu votere ife. No, you don't have to tell us to say, arepera chakuti, mutu votere ife. You have to tell the people to say, arepera chakuti, ife zapanga, easy, kuti. And I'm telling Malawians, kuti panopa, mundu wina yes, it's not just a matter of changing from blue to red, from red to yellow, from green. It's a matter of saying, kuti, amene akubwerawo ma promises ali nawo are they practical? Amvesesa vuto la Malawi, akudziwa kuti vuto la Malawi ndi chani, ndipo atiuze how, because to say ndapanga zako is cheap, but how shall you achieve that? So if you ungati afford, for example,
you are developing,
we have got a robust, no, we have it, chief,
you have
well written.
Okay,
when we launch it, you hear with practical economic solutions. One verse, so panopa, we now should not just take advantage of the context in which we are. For instance, mavuto ambiti kuma now, they are cumulative. Most governments have been massaging them. Malawi has not exported for a long time. Our trade balance has been negative for a long time. So for me, you can't just heap all this problem in one government. So when it comes to these economic strategic problems, we need to demonstrate to say, how shall this be addressed? Because it's cheap just to tell people, and to say maso, kuti chikuvuta mziko ndi chakuti. So inendu kunena kuti, chipani china chichonse chibwerese ma solutions. Sizo mango nena zapa mwamba. You know, it's not right. Amalawi taananiza kokwana. Amalawi, I'm saying as a country, right. As a country, as a country, and as a leader, I always believe in taking responsibility, because I've seen the things which people have been told, which have not worked. So the time has come.
Tsatsani malonda anu pa machanelo awa. Makosana with 100 plus subscribers. BS Malawi with 100 plus subscribers. Hot 265 with 90,000 plus subscribers. Sam Mavita with 100 plus subscribers. AMTV Malawi with 50k plus subscribers. Malawi Trends TV with 50k plus subscribers. Dreams Media with 20k plus subscribers. Mpongwe Bongwe with 80k plus subscribers. Crab Junta with 40k subscribers. Komanso Umata Daily with 10k plus subscribers. Ndipo mutakulebeza kudzera pa Malawian YouTubers Association Maya. Utenga wanu udzafikira anthu oposaposa 500,000 pa tsiku. Tilumikizeni kudzera pa email iyi officialmaya265@gmail.com.